few years back when I started reading blogs before writing mine. And I was most of the time reading on the Raptors because I'm a big fan of the NBA. And at that time the Raptors were winning, unlike today. And I started, there was Chuck Switzky, I think that's the name. He's a phenomenal blogger and he used to write every day. And every day, I opened internet, that was Raptors.com every day, and it was fun. And then a friend of mine started blogging about movies. It's not even stories, as we say. He started blogging about movies, and he became like a sensation. It was on the New York Times, and I was like, I better start mine because I have something to share. So I started my first blog in October 2009, but I was so afraid that people know my stories. I knew I had stories, but I was so, man, what people will think about me. So I write for 3 weeks, I didn't share with anybody. And one day after 3 weeks, I decided, you know what, let me just make the step. I took the link, Journeyman Stories, and I posted on my Facebook and said, I don't know if you're gonna like it, but this is my 3 stories. And I waited. And just less than a month, from 300 people on my Facebook, I'm now over almost 3,000 people on Facebook. And for me, I didn't have any intention about just my book. I just want to share my story. And after, I think the first year, friends started saying, maybe you should write a book. You have very, it's more inspirational stories. And they say, you should write a book. I said, no, I'm just sharing my stories. And the second person, the third person, and the guy said, if you don't write a book from these stories, I'm going to take them, write the book myself. I said, oh, this is becoming serious. And then my mom, she read the blog, said, you better write a book. I said, okay, now it's time. And it was so easy. It would just take a few stories here and there, and then in less than 6 weeks, the book was done. Now I'm speaking with the publisher, and the book will be out in the month of May this year from those different stories. And what happened along the way is you become an expert. When you are an author, it's like there's something magic that happens. Last year in February, during the Black History Month, there was an organization that were looking for experts and authors. And they got 2 from the US, and they were looking for a third one who is French speaking and from Africa. And who is an author. And my book's not out, but they said, hey, there's a guy who wrote a blog, he's from Africa and he's French speaking. They called me, I went there and spoke for 15 minutes. 15 minutes, they gave me $1,000. I think that's a good deal. I would take it any time. And now they give me a second contract for $3,000. And I was like, only for a blog? And now that I have my company, I'm using it to promote my services. Because I have now 13,000 hits on the blog. I have a community of followers. Just yesterday, because I post like every Monday, I was writing my blog and I got an email from a company in Ottawa. They want a speaker, and they went through my blog, they got inspired, and I'm going to speak in July. But something happened in 2009 that made me commit to my blog. With a group of friends, we created a non-for-profit organization, and we wanted to help kids. So we did a couple fundraising events, and we went to Mali, West Africa. And then there was a family in Bamako, Mali that, they took care of us, they gave us a house, and we were just 5 people. And then when I came back, I talk about the family in my blog, how they took care of me, how the dad adopted me, and everything. And then I shared that blog with the family members who are in the US and Canada. And what happened in that family, there were 2 sisters who never talked to each other for like 2 years. And both of them read my blog, how I talk good things about their family. They start crying, and they start visiting each other, hugging each other. And I was like, what? All this because of a blog? And you know, I decided to commit myself to the blog because it's making a difference. And now every Sunday, I make sure that I write my blog and post it on Monday. It could be Monday evening sometimes, but I'm just having fun with it. And it became now a marketing strategy because, you know, when I look at the back end of the blog, I have people in India, people in South Korea, people in Australia. I've never been there. But for somebody who'd like to be a speaker, I think that's a very good platform to market myself as a speaker and author. And now I'm just having fun with it. So if you want to start your own blog, the secret is start reading blogs before even start, you know, writing yours, and look for something you are very excited about and start sharing it. And my English is not perfect. Sometimes I joke in my you know, funny stories, but people love it, and I love it too. And now that I have my business, it's a platform, it's a tool. I'm gonna be a published author just from a blog. I think it's a very good thing to do. And with the internet, there's no limit now. You know, when you want to have an international business or just, you know, become an author or something, blogging is a very good platform. And I just encourage you to go and find my blog on Journeyman Stories, and maybe you get inspired, and, you know, we connect that way, but I'm just having fun with it. So it's a tool, but it's something you can use, something that can help you in your business, in your career. You never know how far it can go. Maybe next week I'm going to make the Queen of England. I have no idea. Thank you very much.
I really want to thank Patrick and Rania. I asked them to come on. Rania to my MC and share their stories. And I really thank you for listening and sharing them. Because it is about your journey, but it is about your successes and all that. And his is Journeyman's Stories at blogspot.com, and Ryan's is My Living Purpose. Living out my purpose at WordPress.com. So of all of us, thank you very much for sharing your stories. Thank you.